It is time for top 8 doubles happening at Pinnacle 2021. My name is Vish, and I'm joined by the lovely Radar, the hardest working commentator in the game.
Definitely debatable, but thank you, Vish. Glad to be here. I think it's going to be a fun bracket. I feel like we have quite a few very, very, very capable doubles players. One of the things that someone I was speaking to earlier was WebWipe. And WebWipe is a player that, maybe you haven't heard of in the kind of singles space, but he has got top 8 in doubles brackets multiple times at Genesis, big events. He'll make it all the way to the top 8. So definitely a player that to watch out for, and he'll be playing Zuppy and Nunn, both very, very notable singles players.
Yeah. Actually, one sec. I'm sorry. I think it was like a little. Do you have like a weird echo in your headphones?
A little bit. I'm wondering if it's like my voice picking up your voice.
Maybe it's something to do with that.
Is a little loud if production is listening, but at least on my end. But I'm sure they were worried about the crazy dubstep that has been off and on in the background. So
yeah, that's true. I mean, if you haven't seen it, people on the stream, there's just like a big wrestling arena happening right behind where the players are playing, and so there's like wrestling matches. So you can hear like the huge stomps and the huge bam. You can see it in the background there. It's kind of crazy.
It is, yeah, definitely different. But beyond all that, we do have Doby and Edo on the left side, and we have Amrak and Polo on the right. And I spoke, again, with WebWipe a bit about this team as well. And Amrak and Polo, not only are they a very capable doubles team, they're apparently like big homies. They always go to the same events. They hang out at events, outside of events. They're just really good friends, and that's always fun to see. So, looks like we're getting started. Already, Doby with a pretty solid forward smash, setting up an edge guard, but will he be able to keep it going? Does end up dropping it, but so far they have a fairly solid lead to start. Now, in the meantime, it does look like we're having a bit of production issues, so I'm going to keep holding it down, and, they're both doing a pretty good job. Even I'm actually having some production issues, but right. Looks like Amrak kind of in a 2v1 situation, but not for too long, and he gets his edge guard. Actually, accidentally gets hit by his teammate, and trying to do his best to stay alive. Fortunate SD there from Edo. Doesn't even need to get this edge guard. Goes for the 2v1. Doesn't get too much off of it. Alright, so still seems like we're having some production issues. Not surprising, not a problem. But in the meantime, we've had 4 stomps in a row, it seems like, from Polo. Really solid punish game. And good target switching to try to cover Edo. But this is still a relatively close game. 5 stocks to 4. Doby at a pretty high percent, so pretty capable team thus far. Probably a fan of doubles, I would imagine. And it's solid up tilt to set up decent punish. Kind of could have got the Fox up there rather than the Falco up there, and that might have been a bit more beneficial.
Thank you so much for covering, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, just first sets in the morning, so you gotta work out some other things. But it's looking really close so far. What did I miss here, Radar? Anything noteworthy?
Not especially. I think for the most part, these guys are more evenly matched than I expected. I know that Amrak and Polo play dubs a lot, but Edo and Doby, while not as capable single players, at least compared to these two, they're holding their own,
Yeah. I mean, if we look at just the single seeding, Amrak and Polo are definitely 7 and 8 versus Edo and Doby are not even in the top 15, 17 or 18, based off the seeding. So it's kind of crazy. That's the strength of doubles, right? Your team dynamic it matters so much more than your individual strength. So cool to see.
Absolutely, and I'm sure Doby, as one of the commentators for this event, he gets a little buff from that too. Feeling a bit good, gets to go on the mic, and then wants to represent his team in doubles as well.
Oh yeah, being a commentator and getting top 8 in doubles,
not so bad, right?
What a champ!
Goes for the team combo there. Good sequence so far, liking the back airs.
Yeah. That's a good sign of a strong team, right? Because you could tell that they were positioning themselves perfectly for like a lot of different DIs of that back air, and being able to convert off of it so well.
Just to give production a bit of audio to work with, if they can hear my voice, since it does seem like we're having a bit of echo on both sides. Not the biggest deal, but can throw us off a little bit.
I get to hear double radar. Maybe it's not so bad.
That does sound like most people's idea of a bad time, but I appreciate it.
No, my idea of a great time.
Yeah, exactly.
My morning is exponentially better with 2 radars. All right, we're going game 2, going Dreamland, just a little bit more space.
Yes, so far, I believe, yes, they actually took the first game too. Like that already in its own is quite impressive, because Webwipe made it sound like Amrak and Polo big dubs fans, like, you know, and Polo recently came second at Champions of Vancouver, so really impressive showing so far. But will they adapt to kind of match Doby and Neto's strengths so far?
Yeah, I really like the way that the green team has been comboing off of the grab, you know, like doing the up smashes and then just trying to get the Falcon to be able to get that juicy D off the grab up smash type of combo. Ooh! Breaking up the pressure there. Red Fox not allowing any sort of combo to happen on the left side. A jump read from Polo. That's actually what I've been noticing from Polo a lot, both in the doubles and singles realm, is catching the jumps out of shield a lot with those hard moves. So that's all the more powerful in a team's kind of game. There's just so much more jumpiness that happens.
Yeah, definitely. I liked, while watching this, I noticed that Doby also likes to kind of control space in a bit of a conservative way, which sometimes can lead to like missed opportunities, but it's also why he has like this hack kicking advantage that he has. He was just recently lost his first stock. He's been able to control space pretty well, especially with Falco's back here, sort of safe move what's in it right now. And I like that kind of patient style.
And yeah, just doing the lasers from the opposite side of the stage, helping the teammate get back. Just being able to apply pressure from the opposite side of the stage is such a huge advantage for Falco.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, he's one of those characters that when you actually stop and think about his kind of tool set, his aerials, so many of them are like so good, and it's just sometimes you don't have to overcomplicate things. Just like hold space, throw out a powerful hitbox, and you know, make it work.
Yeah, that previous stock was a little bit unfortunate for Green Team. You saw Falcon go for the stomp and then go for the knee afterwards, but Green Fox actually just kind of gets in there and gets kneed instead, and that actually was a huge reversal. But they still have a decent lead, though.
Yeah, you know, definitely a solid stock from them, and you know, in this tech chase situation, Polo might be able to pin up the stock, but reversal could end up happening. Get it?
Yeah. You never know. With 3 spacies, oh my god, that stock just melted. That looked like he just flew into that knee. Almost looked like it was on purpose, but
you know, you so rarely see a Falco up air from ledge, and you even more rarely see it work. And we see a, you know, Falcon punch too.
Yeah. That's what you expect for your first set of the day, right? Falcon punch.
Yeah, you just gotta fit that in somehow. Again, once again, good lasers from Doby. You know, lasering in doubles, not, you know, as spammable as an option in this mode, but he's still making it work.
Yeah. Recognizing the percent there, just being able to hold, get the up smash, and then try to follow the DI and cleaning out the edge guard. It seems like they have set roles, right? Like one person's going to be on the edge, one person's going to be on stage, and they don't cross wires too often, which is good to see in teams here.
Yeah, I think it's like a good approach to learning and improving a game in general. Like sometimes you want to like kind of make rules for yourself. Like you don't have to adhere to them every single time, but like just general sort of shorthand, like, oh, we do this in this situation, we do that in that situation. And then as you sort of get better and better, you like learn when to break those rules, you know, when to kind of go in and kind of set up a scrambling situation, and when to sort of back off and hold space like Doby's been doing.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. You see that a lot in the tech chase situation too, where each person will cover either like tech to the left or tech to the right or tech in place in particular, and seeing that come out. And you see Green Team doing that quite well, where you can tell they have designated roles with the grab and then holding it, knowing that the teammate is going to be getting there in time. Cool to see.
Absolutely, and when you think about it theoretically, like Fox and Falcon are 2 of the best tech chasing characters in the game, and that was a beautiful down air. But just, yeah, they're both so fast, so if you have a good kind of grasp on that technique, it can be so good.
Mm-hmm. I gotta ask, do you know anything of the lore behind the 306, 23, 206? Like, there's so many 3s, 0s, and 6s on screen. I just realized. What is going on here?
So when I first saw 306, I thought, is this like an area code or something for a phone number? You know, like kind of Drake famously making the 416 area code in Toronto like a thing with the 6. But I don't actually know if that's an area code here. It's not like the main one. But then 206, what was that? Like, I have no idea. So,
I have no idea either.
Yeah, definitely something I wish we asked beforehand. But for all we know, it's not appropriate for tournament anyway. Like, who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Oh, man. It's like that Ariana Grande song, 3435. You don't actually know what these things mean. Okay, but we've got this is such a big lead. Jeez, like, what happened? It's 1-1 right now. That's what happens a lot with Yoshi's, right? There's just so much chaos that happens on a stage this small with 4 people on there. And you'll get games like this. It's not necessarily indicative of red team skill here.
Yeah, although I do think oh my god.
Unnecessary.
Absolutely unnecessary. A top player thing you do see is, like, again, familiarity in chaotic situations. So like a team like Amrak and Polo that are really experienced, they might go, okay, I know this looks crazy, but we know what to do anyway, and that's how they get such a big lead.
That's definitely right. Going FD for game 4. Yeah, I mean, they definitely, red team did not thrive in that close quarters kind of space. So, see what happens here.
Yeah, definitely Yoshi's kind of a difficult stage to deal with.
I think the Falco gave too much space and allowed Fox to get team combo there on that first stock, because they're just lasering from the left side and not really like getting in there and trying to break up the pressure, but easier said than done for sure.
Yeah, that's kind of exactly what I meant by the kind of rule breaking. Is it feels like Doby's strategy, you know, as a Falcon player, is to kind of control space, set up some lasers, put a kind of wall out. But sometimes it feels like you got to break your own strategy because, you know, your Fox is in trouble. You got to save them. So right now, can he get a save? No, he might even get Edgar himself.
Oh my god, dash attack into the reverse up B, and then tries to the KO off that, try and spike off that. Green team definitely, like you were saying, they actually have a good time ad-libbing too, because that's not a situation that a team is typically prepared for.
Yeah, and that's something that just comes with experience. Like, so much of melee and singles especially is kind of labbed out. You get an idea of like what you do in this situation with this DI. But doubles kind of isn't like that. Like, you gotta just sort of play a lot and get better and better at learning kind of how to deal with crazy kind of chaos at every time.
Yeah, it does seem like Green Team does have a few things mapped out, but again, this is looking like another 6 stock, a really unfortunate SD there from the Fox, but oh dude, oh, stop again. Oh, it looked like Polo. When you stop like that, you have so many chances to do whatever you want. I think Polo was like, I can do 3 different things here, but I hesitated. So I mean, they cleaned it up. That was like a 5 stock into a 6 stock, I think. So
really just shows the power of adaptation, right? Like, at first it was like, okay, yeah, you know, they took the first game, this is looking good, and then all of a sudden they're just in another league. I think at that point too, when you're up like 5-6 stocks, that's when you start thinking about your career. You know, you're like, okay, we got to get a Reddit clip at this. You know, you're like, how can I like take advantage of this? Because I'm reminded of, do you remember when there was that discussion of those pills that, like, it was on Twitter and people were like, which pill would you take? There's like 2 frame better reaction, or like you can 0 to death every single time. I think getting like really, really good clips is a way to build that fan base, you know. And as silly as it sounds, you wanna get on the Reddit front page every once in a while.
Yeah, it does so much for your brand, right? And in teams especially, I feel like we haven't gotten to see too many super long, intricate team combos the way we used to, right? I feel like we'd see clips every so often, especially with like the Armada team and Left and Ice and things like that. So when you have the opportunity, you got to make the most of it on a stage like this. So
absolutely, definitely can be a thing. I am still dealing with a bit of an echo right now, unfortunately. I do think it might be because both mics are picking up the kind of conversation, so I don't know the best way to mitigate that. But again, like Vish said, you know, double radar Depending
Double
on who you
radar.
ask.
Well, you get double Vish then, right? You get
I
double
get both.
me.
Yeah, I get
Ooh.
both.
Oh, you get both. Yeah. I'm getting a little bit of both now too.
You know, I'm realizing. Does look like we're gonna do a bit of a break though, so keep it locked here. Again, we have a lot of exciting doubles action coming up very, very shortly.